Good evening, people. Happy Tuesday. We are live and in person. Now, y'all know I don't do lives like that. I don't do lives like that. But tonight, Auntie Diva is out. She is on a break. She is on a well deserved vacation. Okay. And so I have stepped in. We are not on the train tonight, but we are on the plane. So make sure you hit that like button. The like button is your ticket to board this plane. And y'all, we got some conversation for tonight. I just be scrolling the social medias, enjoying my little time, sitting back. And every single time I scroll, I find something that just blows my mind. It blows it. Well, first on the topic, we're going to have King Harris from T.I. and Tiny's Family Hustle. He's coming out here and telling us that what was going on the reality show was not reality. In reality, he was living at home with his grandmother, okay? Not with T.I. Now, T.I. supposed to be Father of the Year. He's the family hustle. He doing it all, giving it all to the people. But apparently, your child is living with the grandma, which maybe sometimes that just needs to happen, okay? Then we have Drake. I've never really been a big fan of Drake. He has some great music. He has some nice bops that I like to bop to in the car, when I go to the bar, or to the club or whatever. But, Drake cannot seem to get over his ex girlfriend, Rihanna, who is now moved on with ASAP Rocky, and they have two beautiful children together. Well, apparently, according to the fans and according to the music, Drake was making a few shots at Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. A few disses. He's in his feelings. Rihanna has moved on with a new man, two beautiful children. Drake, you have a son. I'm sure you can have any girl in the world out here. So why does Rihanna have to be that girl? We're going to talk about it. And then last but not least on the topic, y'all, this right here, it really took me out. When I seen it, I cringed, I closed my eyes, and I just was like, wow. Rapper Kevin Gates, he's out here giving his performance, doing his thing. And we know, for those of you who know Kevin Gates, he's very salacious, with his actions and his words. Well, Kevin thought it would be nice to bring a fan up on stage, and have little oral fixations with her, I guess, and proceeded to spit in this woman's mouth. Y'all, I was shocked. But we're going to get into this. Y'all, let the people know I am live. Royer's World is live. Best IBK, thank you for coming in with us tonight. Julius, I'm glad you're here. Sherry, welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, y'all, we're going to get into this because we got to have a conversation. And the people have hit their like button and they have boarded the plane and they're in first class tonight. So let's get into the first classers. E, what's going on? Sebastian.
Hey, Royer.
Hey,
Keisha.
Royer, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, Royer.
Julius and Denzel. Y'all,
What's up?
woo, are y'all ready for tonight?
I don't think you guys are ready for what I have
Let's
to say tonight.
Uh
Go.
oh, question. Let's
know,
get
I
into
wants
it.
to know her.
Hey, G4 moms, welcome. Listen, y'all hit the share button. Let the people know we are live and in the building tonight, and the plane is taking off. So, y'all, I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with Drake. Drake, he released a new album. So here we go. Here's why fans think Drake dissed Rihanna and ASAP Rocky on For All the Dogs, okay? So it's been at least 7 years since Drake and Rihanna broke up, but he's still not over it. At least that's what fans have concluded following the Friday, October 2nd release of the rapper's new album, For All the Dogs. On some of the songs, particularly Fear of Heights, listeners are convinced that Drizzy takes shots at his superstar ex-girlfriend, as well as her partner and the father of her two kids, ASAP Rocky. This comes years after Drake and Reese sparked romance rumors in 2009 and went on to date on and off before Rihanna told Vogue in 2018 that she and the God's Plan musician don't have a friendship now, but we're not enemies either. Excuse me. In the Fear of Heights intro, for instance, he repeats saying the word anti, aka the title of Ree's Billboard 200 #1 2016 album. Then, after lamenting how people make it sound like he's still hung up on his ex, Drake goes on to seemingly diss Rocky with "That man, he's still with you. He can't leave you. Y'all go on vacation. I bet it's Antilles." And yes, Barbados, Rihanna's home country and frequent vacation spot, is located in Leisure Antilles in the Caribbean. That's not all, though. On the track Virginia Beach, Drake spits, drawing conclusions like "you got a Parsons degree" or something. I could have treated you better. That's crazy. Who has an honorary degree from Parsons School of Design? That's right, Rihanna. Plus, on another late night, Drake seems to take aim once again at ASAP Rocky. "I ain't pretty flocka," he raps, nodding to Rocky's nickname. "Bitch, this shit gets really rocky." Billboard has reached out to Rihanna and Rocky's reps for comments. Needless to say, Drake's apparent Rihanna and Rocky disses has a lot of fans fired up. The general conclusion being that the rich flex rapper needs to move on. Drake dissed Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, and that only means one thing: it still hurts him to disgrace himself to the public after 6 years. Tweeted one critic, "I didn't think I'd ever say this, but Drake, you flopped." Drake still crying about Rihanna 7 years later. "We tired," wrote one. Added another, "Drake still rapping about Rihanna. Please hang it up." Well, y'all, Drake can't seem to get over Rihanna. Rihanna done had 2 kids, like I said. She got a new man. She done moved on. She got clothing line. She done sold a clothing line. She done came out with albums. She done, Drake, why can't you get over Rihanna? Bianca, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm so glad you're here. And Carol, thank you so much. Well, Sebastian, please share with me, or excuse me, who was up first? E? Is that? I'm sorry. E, please share with me what is going on?
I am so happy to be on the panel tonight with Bray Air. I'm so happy to be here. I'm on the plane and we're ready to go around the world, baby. So here's the thing. Drake is crying about everything except his son. Okay, you missed all that time with that baby. And didn't want to acknowledge that baby's mama. Listen, you're not ready for Rihanna. Rihanna wanted somebody with no children and somebody who was going to follow her career. She wanted a Todd Tucker, and that's what she got. Now, it may be difficult. It may be difficult to forget how good that $1 billion vagina was. However, I encourage you to go to Iyanla Vanzant or contact BetterHelp. They have some resources and some people that you can speak to, because it sounds to me like Drake needs some couch time. I think some couch time is in order.
I would have to totally agree with that. Sherry D, thank you for coming through. She said Drake loves coming from women, but hear it from Pusha T.
Ooh, I remember that. Thank you, Sherry.
Well, Sebastian, your thoughts?
Okay. Y'all may not like me, but it's okay. You guys can probably like me. Drake has always seemed as immature towards me. I've always seen him act like a little teenager. And it's probably because I did watch Degrassi as well. So I knew from Drake's time. So, he's always acting like a teenager to me. That's how it's always has seemed.
Sebastian, that's so funny you said that. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just cannot get Drake Aubrey Graham, the actor, out of my head. Like I can't get Aubrey Graham out of my head. And when I see Drake, I see his character sitting in a wheelchair rolling down the hallway, literally.
So I've always seen him like this. But I will say this though. He's probably hurt and he does need a couch moment. I agree with E on that. He probably does need a couch moment. But also, he at that age where he's gonna start to think about past mistakes that he's made in his life. But it's time for him to move on. Rihanna has moved on. She has 2 kids by ASAP Rocky. She probably will have more kids in the future by ASAP Rocky. Yes, she is a billionaire. She is the youngest billionaire at the moment. Period. Rihanna. She's an immigrant to this country. I love my period. But I feel as if she had commitment issues to her past relationships, but now she's happy with ASAP, which is good. Drake needs to worry about his child. I think the child's name is Adonis. Adonis deserves better for a father. I hope you take some time, since you said you're not going to be making music for a while. I hope you take some time and push that time towards Adonis. That's it.
That's a really good point, Sebastian. He definitely needs to push more time towards that baby that he didn't want to claim when the woman first got pregnant, but I'll leave that alone. Felicia, your thoughts and opinions on Drake and, he's seeming to be obsessed with Rihanna.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I don't really know that much about Drake. I really don't follow him in terms of his music or attending any of his concerts and things like that. But I do follow the stories that tend to come out about his dating history. And it's really messy and it's nasty. And he's got a lot of really honorable, decent, together women that he has just kind of mistreated, or he has said some really funky stuff about. And I think what we're looking at, and I'd like to use the word envious, I think he's envious of the fact that Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are building this incredibly beautiful family together. They're doing their thing together. And I think that troubles him. So he decides he's going to use his gifts or his platform to come for what they're building. And I don't believe he's going to be successful in shaking any of that. I don't think she's given him a moment's thought. And I don't think he wants to deal with ASAP Rocky on a one-to-one. It's not going to go in his favor. Because this I know for sure. Drake's a punk. And he will get a beat down. So, so those are my thoughts. And I say I love the family. And God bless them.
I love the family along with you, Felicia. And I did this in one of my still videos. I am so ready for Rihanna and ASAP Rocky to get married. I see them being the next Beyonce and Jay-Z, in my opinion. I love this family that they have built. You can tell that their love is real and authentic, at least to the pictures and what, Rihanna shares with us and what ASAP Rocky shares with us. But I truly enjoy their family dynamic and just seeing what they're bringing to the table. So come through. In my opinion, hey
everyone. Listen, first of all, Drake is a clown, okay? And he put on his clown mask. That man don't love nobody, okay? So he didn't love Rihanna when he had her. He don't love her now. He just mad that somebody else has her. And the sad part about it is this man is a clout chaser. He's out here on clout. He put Halle Berry picture up there on his album. Like, it just don't make the sense, that stuff that he's doing. He's a clown. And we're going to leave that clown in the circus.
Period. It definitely gives clown vibes. I'm really surprised that Drake still has the reputation that he has in these streets. I mean, the people love Drake. Some of the people say that Drake is one of the best rappers of our time. I don't agree with it, but
well, no. I think they would. I just think they just be up on the cloud or whatever is hot.
I,
Okay,
I
he ain't got nothing about two or three bops there that's hitting. But yeah, that's me.
I don't think he's the best rapper, but I do think that we could list him as one of the biggest artists
Yes.
in the in our time. He's not the
Yes.
best, but
Uh,
he could be in
put
the
him in
biggest.
pop and take him out of hip hop. Put him in the pop category. Anything.
Well, Julius, please come through and tell us, Deacon. Maybe you can give us a prophecy. What's going on with Drake?
Oh, that, Lord. Like we say in church, Lord, yo, your thoughts come through my mouth. Amen. Okay, we did the prayer. We good. He needs some therapy. I'm gonna take it the diplomatic route. He needs some therapy, and he is hurt. He is hurt about something. I don't know what that hurt stems from or whatever, but he is just mad right now. But Bubba, you gonna end up losing them coins unless you get that under control. So Aubrey Graham, sir, we're not using your persona, we using your real name. Get it together, or else you ain't gonna be hopping too much longer. Okay, now that was the deacon's thoughts on that.
Well, thank you so much. Emmanuel says he seems to be frustrated about something else. Excuse me, about something all the time. You know, Emmanuel, he is. You know, recently him and Joe Button, they had a little beef going on because Joe Button came for him. And Drake, when I tell y'all
No.
check that video I did out this week. When I tell y'all Drake read him down like one of the queens, I said it was a read. To me, it was giving like Nene, Phaedra, and Mariah Hutt came together for one big read. When I
And
tell y'all
Kenya,
he read Joe Button down, and I was like, wow, like
what did he say?
But Roya, do you think that Joe was trying to start something? I think Joe was just giving his honest critique.
I mean, I think it was giving his honest opinion, but what he was saying was, you know, it hurt Drake's feelings, and everybody has a right to be hurt about what other
That's
people say
true.
and to,
That's
you know,
true.
share. Do I think what Joe Button said? Like one comment that he made, he was saying that Drake needs to stop messing with these 25-year-olds, and I want to say Drake is 36, 37, maybe. Here was the thing for me: if the right 21-year-old came up to Joe Button and tooted the booty, I don't see him turning it down. So
Oh,
number one, and then number two, like Drake said, how can you give your opinion and you're not even in the music industry? You're a failed musician. You failed.
He said, "How you hating from outside the club? You can't even get
Well,
in."
Oh well.
you better say it, Shan. And
yeah,
that's
Yes.
Shan.
what he said. That is exactly what he said. Denzel, you're in the building. I'm gonna come right to you after that, Shan. But Denzel, what are your thoughts and opinions on Drake and Rihanna and ASAP? He was making digs at ASAP Rocky as well, y'all. So let's not forget that. Let's not forget that.
Well, excuse me. Well, you know what? Um, I I like Drake's music. I like his music, but you know what? He seems like an immature child.
Mhm.
Okay, and so I like ASAP Rocky and Rihanna together. I love them together, and I love their music too, and they seem genuine. But for Drake to do that was messed up. And what he needs to understand is that she don't want him anymore. She don't want him no more. She got a man. She got they got children, and yeah, I do agree they should get married because I think they will I think they will have a successful marriage. And Drake, he needs to go on with his business, and he needs to find a woman on his own of his own. Stop worrying about them, and he just needs to grow up. That's it, Royer.
Period. Point blank. Thank you so much, Denzel.
No problem.
Bianca says Drake's mixtapes were way better than his music now. I totally agree. You know, a lot of artists, their mixtapes are way better than their actual music today. But what I think happens, Bianca, is that these people get big and famous and they kind of leave their real music that they really are into, and they end up kind of going on to what the industry likes and what the people, you know, the young people are running behind. That's just my thoughts and opinions, though.
And Trey Songz too.
Say that again.
And Trey Songz anticipation mixtapes before we canceled him, those were really good.
That's true. Yeah.
I
You
put
never,
what
you
Drake
know,
said on
I
Twitter.
can never take away Trey Songz's talent. Personally, he was problematic though, and we can't deal with that.
Yes, that is very true.
Shan, your thoughts and opinions on Drake, ASAP Rocky, the whole shebang.
Well, a few years ago, Drake used to have me like, my man, thank you for my man. Like, that used to be my man, you know? I used to be like, thank you for my man. But then, now in these recent years, I feel like he's not giving the zaddy vibe that he gave in like, maybe like God's Plan. You know, those songs, it was like I was connecting with him, right? I used to love Drake, but I don't know what happened. It's giving clown behavior, like you were saying, like in my opinion was saying. And I'm happy for Rihanna because I feel like they're really the love of each other's life, Rihanna and ASAP. Because I'm like, Rihanna is to me what Beyonce is to you right here. Like, I love Rihanna, so I've been following her since day one. Even though I don't like her Fenty stuff, but that's another topic. Her makeup wasn't giving me what I needed. Anyways, because ever since they made the Fashion Killer video, like I really feel like, you know, so it's good they're doing their thing. I feel like Drake should just mind his business. He's sounding like a salty ex who just, you know, can't get over it. Move on. Mind your business. Stop acting like a child, you know? And I'm so surprised because he didn't give me that vibe, like that, you know,
Bethany
childish behavior.
Housewives. That's what he sound like.
That
Period.
I put what he said.
Yeah, I just seen that. Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you, Shan, for your thoughts. Yes, this is what Drake said. He said, or this is what Joe Budden said at first. He said Drake raps for the kids. He needs to rap for the adults. How dare Joe Budden say that? Thank you, Sebastian. And then this is what Drake's response was to Joe Budden. He said, at Joe Budden, you have failed at music. Drake began his lengthy message. You left behind to do what you were doing in this clip. This is actually what pays your bills. For any artist watching, this is just a reminder you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe of success. A quitter gives their opinion on how to achieve longevity. And there was so much more that Drake said, y'all. He literally wrote an essay, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like Drake is really
read him for fifth though, but he not.
I don't
not
feel like he was
wasn't
hating
right.
though, Joe.
But
He
it
gives
was,
commentary. That's what he does. So it's like, you know.
but when
Drake-
when Drake said to Joe, "You fly first class on special occasions," that's what really set Black Twitter off. Everybody was laughing at Joe. I mean, even I fly first class. I'm not a celebrity. Come on, Joe Budden, this is not cool.
I was just that whole read that he was giving. Hey, Emmanuel, I'm glad you're here. The whole read that Drake gave, it was just like, wow. I was shocked. But y'all, we gonna put Drake on the prayer list. We're not gonna put him on the sick and shut in list just yet, but we're definitely gonna put Drake on the prayer list. You know, he just can't seem to really keep it together for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, you know, and what his obsession is with Rihanna, but you know, maybe if we put him on the prayer list and keep on praying for him, things will change. Well, y'all, if no one else has anything else to say about this subject, we're gonna move on to the next topic. Let's see. I love seeing my Caribbean bros. Yes, Sebastian, say that. Shade. It was major shade. It was major shade. Well, y'all, next up on this plane ride, we're gonna stop into the city of King Harris. King Harris from T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle. Okay. So King Harris says he lived at his grandma's growing up, despite what T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle showed. Okay. So let's get into this clip real quick. We're gonna read this article and then we'll have our little discussion.
I had football dreams.
So what is the real got? What do you feel like that got on you that they shouldn't have on you? Because I feel like with them probably seeing you grow up, they just got like you can't be you.
Yeah, man, it's a lot about that TV show, man, that got people confused. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house." They'll come get me from my grandma's house, and right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yeah.
And then you went to this is what you used to be.
That's where I used to be.
No, not right now. We're about to pull it up.
Oh, okay. That was before I had that was the curl afro dreads right there.
You went from that
Yeah.
to this.
I mean, he's exactly who I am today, man. But they just seen him being good, kind, funny, kid type bad, you know.
Oh.
That's you know, we evolving right here. Yeah.
What do you do like on like your daily day?
My day to day. Recently I've been waking up going fishing, man. I was supposed to go fishing this morning, and as I told you, it was people at my house. They distracted me, man. I was distracted.
So here we are with this young man. And you know, King has had a rough time. He's had a rough time in life. You know, and T.I. has always given me, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, T.I. has always given me the mindset that, you know, I'm this great dad. I'm doing everything for my kids. Nobody's going without. I'm here no matter what, blase, blase, blah. And that's just not the reality of what King is sharing with us. That's not King's reality. He didn't grow up, you know, in the house with T.I. and Tiny, you know, the way that they were displaying to us, okay? So let's get into this article and then we're going to talk about this. T.I. and Tiny's 19-year-old son, King Harris. Uh-oh. What are we doing? Wait. T.I. and Tiny's son, King Harris, says that despite what their family reality show would imply, he actually lived at his grandmother's house when he was growing up. Harris and his 5 siblings grew up in front of the camera. Sorry, y'all, my page is reloading now. What are we doing? Goodness gracious. Okay, sorry, people. I am having some difficulties. Here we go. Let's just stop it. Okay. So Harris and his 5 siblings grew up in front of the camera as part of VH1's reality series, T.I. and Tiny, The Family Hustle. But he told Funny Marco in an episode of The Open Thoughts that the show essentially lied about his living situation. It's a lot about the TV show, man, that got people confused. He shared around the 6-minute point of the episode. Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, "Hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house." They come and get me from my grandma's house. And right after we're done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back at my grandmother's house. Elsewhere in the same episode, which was previewed last month, Harris was asked what he wanted the world to know about him. What I like to tell people is if I'm the ugliest mother in the world, what's that make you? He said, in an apparent response to critics who recently called him ugly. Earlier this year, Harris attracted a lot of attention after he debuted a new set of pearly white teeth, which his parents approved of. He got the glow, T.I. said of his son. That thing glow in the dark. Tiny also shared some praise for her son, thanking the doctor who helped get him his new teeth. Regardless of what he does, everyone always seems to have their personal perspectives of him, which is fine, she wrote. But y'all don't really know him for real, for real. Truth is real, and the ladies love him. Most recently, Harris was criticized after he seemingly offered a homeless man $50 to take a part in a viral one chip challenge. In a disturbing video, Harris can be heard telling the man he won't get the $50 if he can't go without water for 5 minutes after eating this incredibly spicy chip. He done lost, he said, but I done gave him 20. Whew. Okay. So, King, I don't know what to say, y'all. I really don't know what to say. King just seems to be out here in this world trying to find his way. He reminds me mostly right now, in my opinion, of Jaden Smith, Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's son.
Oh,
I see that path kind of coming down the runway. But we'll go
Absolutely.
around and get everybody's thoughts and opinions. And so here's the article. I'm sorry I didn't have it up, but here it is. Here's everything I read. So don't nobody try to call me no liar. This is what I was reading, okay? So, Sebastian, I'll go ahead and start off with you, sir. What are your thoughts on, King sharing that his mother and father, in the VH1 reality show essentially lied to us pretty much?
well, I want to say this. What did you guys expect?
Mm.
What did you guys expect? If y'all thought that they really, quote unquote, raised all their children, did all these things, you must have been a fool. I caught this on a long time ago. I felt that there was something wrong within this whole T.I. and Tiny family, this Harris family. For, and another thing is, the black community, my community, need to stop adoring Ti as a good person. That's one thing that needs to happen.
Preach.
Y'all adore him too much, and this is the behavior that happens. Um, King, I could care. Well, no, I feel bad that he was being used as a tool as a child. But one thing is, that does not give him an excuse to be a baby kid out in these streets.
Mm.
That does not give him an excuse to disrespect that Waffle House worker I've seen. That does not give him an excuse to denigrate, to be degenerate to that homeless man when he gave him a one chip that is actually discontinued because it's been proven to unalive people.
Mm.
King is nothing but a low down dog that needs to change his behavior now, or his this behavior will be ending up behind bars. If not, he will mess with the wrong person one day and he will end up 6 feet under.
Mm.
It does not give him no excuse at all. You know what? He could have been raped. He could have just been. There are kids who are off the street, who grow up off the street, who act better than him out in the streets. And I'm glad they put the cap when he said, oh, he's thinking about going fishing. He goes fishing. This is crazy. But I will always say this. Till the black community starts holding T.I. accountable as they should, this won't be the last time we hear of another situation with King. He is not going to stop till he deals with some consequences. He needs consequences.
Mm.
And if you can't discipline your child, well then don't cry when the law does.
Mm.
That's it.
Thank you so much, Sebastian. What I will caveat from what you just said is more so than he needs. What did you say he needs? He needs discipline.
He needs discipline. He
More
does
so
need
than
discipline.
discipline, I feel like he needs guidance and he needs parents that are truly in his life to be there to support him. That's what I think he needs more so than discipline. I feel like we've seen the discipline kind of from T.I. on the show and we see where it has gotten him. So we need some loving kindness and some tender mercy with some guidance added on the side, is what I think. But thank you so much, Sebastian. Thank you so much. Emmanuel says, wow, um, sounds a lot like Riley, who raised by her grandmother. It's interesting that Candy is good friends with T.I. and Tiny. Okay, Emmanuel. Miss Wilson, Lord forgive me, but King reminds me of Folker from Never Ending Story. Bless his heart. Wow. Minister Deborah Davis, hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keeping Copeland, thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. Who we got next? Miss Felicia. Miss Felicia. What's going on with King, T.I., Tiny, and all the lies that's coming out?
Well, reality TV is scripted reality TV. And they have a formula for success just like any other product. So I absolutely believe King when he says he was raised by his grandma, he lived with his grandma, and when there was time for filming at the house, they would get him and then he'd come down, and when it was over they sent him back. But one of the other things that I was hearing is how sad he was when he was saying it. Almost as if though he was saying he wasn't really part of the family. Like they brought me in when it was time to do the public thing, but I really wasn't part of the private thing. I had commented on this young man before, and I stand on what I said then, and I stand on it again tonight. He really needs to be in spaces and places where he's going to be productive. He needs to be in an environment where he can be nurtured and loved and protected like all of the children. I don't want to hear that he's 19. 19 is a number. Yes, in some factions you're an adult, and in other factions you're not. But he needs a lot of attention and he needs a lot of love. And when people call you out and ridicule you, and I'm going to go right in tonight, okay? Because I don't know what the folks on this panel really look like. I don't know what people really look like in the chat. But who wants to hear from people you don't even know, people don't know nothing about you, negative comments about how you look and what they think about how you look? He looks like his parents. He looks like his mother and his father. And I believe it's a wonderful thing. He looks like his parents. But he's so disconnected with his family that he can't even celebrate that he looks like his parents. No need for a DNA test here. Okay? He needs love and protection. He needs to be in an environment where he can grow up and mature and do something other than going fishing every day. That's my comment.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Those were my same sentiments. You couldn't have said it better because I definitely couldn't get it out like you did. So thank you so much. Keeping Copeland says this is a classic example of what happens when you don't take the time to truly invest in your children. Outside of being T.I.'s son, there is no interest, it seems, in developing his talent. Well, facts are facts. Julius, your thoughts and opinions, please.
Ooh. That previous comment hit it on the head. Because As I'm using Tom Brady as an example. I know two different situations, but I'm using just the act of being a father as an example. He said that one of his sons is going to be playing football. He said he's been throwing the ball around, trying to um, put more strength into his son's throw. And he said that his son wants to be a tight end, but taking the time and effort to be present. And it's clear. And I think we're going to quote the song Understanding. King wants him some understanding, but he's not the first one out the kids to say it.
Mm.
Um, Shalik, Tiny oldest daughter. I know I just messed up her name, but she
Yes,
made
Zani.
Zanique. Yep, she made she shared her thoughts like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and so now King is sharing his story. Even though that she said that Tiny and her are close now, they weren't close per se when she was young. So this is King in his own way sharing his thoughts. Now listen how he talks about grandmama. His face lights up when he talks about grandmama.
Mm-hmm.
But talking about mama and papa and having to be around mama and papa is like that frown. And you hear the lostness in his voice. I mean, he needs therapy. That I think I was on the panel that one time when that whole incident. He needs therapy. And I stand and that's how the most empathetic I can be. All them babies need therapy. And take them out of the reality, fame for a little bit. Nurture their talents, get to know them, and see what they like and they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to do that because it's past due.
Thank you so much. I agree with that. I definitely think that he needs some guidance. I think he needs some quality time. Um, I was watching one of my interviews earlier because I just always rewatch my interviews just to kind of help me out for my next one and what I can work on. And I was listening to my interview with Nikki Beach Cole. So if you haven't checked that out, Senseless Pug, go check that live out. But she was talking about nepotism and kind of when you're kind of in the industry, your parents are famous, your parents are singers, they're actors, people expect you to follow in their exact footsteps. And so a lot of times children kind of go on to follow what their parents have done just because that's what they're told to do,
And I'm
not
glad you brought
realizing that
that
this
up.
is not even what they're passionate about.
And I'm glad you brought that up because a prime example, Bobby Christina, may
Well,
she rest in peace.
yeah.
She was more so talented as an actress than she was as a singer. Because I remember one episode she guest starred as Jennifer's daughter on For Better or Worse. And
Mm,
baby, she was hitting them lines, the sass, everything. Like it
mm.
came natural to her. Like she was able to relax and be cool. So I'm glad you brought that up. And another thing, T.I.'s narcissism. Like we gotta call a thing here. Like your son is saying, "Daddy, you wasn't around like the way." Like, how are you gonna go on expeditiously and dismiss this? Like, there's no dismissing it.
Yeah. And then we got to remember Ti was in jail for a period of time while the kid, after, she had King and their youngest son. They have been through a lot. Their family has been through a lot of trauma. The rumors with the things that were going on with Ti and Tiny involving, sexual misconduct. I'll say, they have just been through a lot, and so I can only imagine what it's like being the child of, parents who have just been through so much um in the media. But I'm not even gonna say your name because I know I'm gonna say it wrong, so please forgive me. But who watched all those kids while their parents toured, wrote songs, made videos, made millions? I believe him. He's very sad. He's sad, very emotionally sad. Okay, and I
Grandma
agree with that.
and Nana.
Say
That's
that
who.
again.
Grandma and Nana. Tiny's mama and T.I.'s mama.
Yeah. And the auntie, remember auntie, she had a lot to
Yes,
do with, she
Auntie
was on that
Precious. May
spot
she
too.
rest in
Auntie
peace.
Precious, but yes, 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 yes. Who am I at? In my opinion, honey bun, let me know. T.I., Tiny, King.
Okay, I'm finna throw your airplane out the sky, shoot a rocket through it, and everything. Okay, because I'm sitting here listening at y'all,
Give it to
and
me,
I'm about
girl.
ready to pull out a violin because whoa, 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 woo, 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 no. Listen here. First of all, King is a king that's not wearing no crown. Okay, this boy is a local dummy. There are people that are raised every day that don't have a parent involved in their life at all. Okay, and they don't do the stuff that he does. This is what happens when you throw money at kids, and money raises the kids. It ain't about who or how it was raised. They threw money at you and let you raise yourself. This boy sits up here every time he's on the social media. He's doing something outrageous. You're not telling me you bump your head one time, you don't learn from it. No, miss me with that. I'm not finna give him no woo woo woo. I'm not finna play the violin for him. No, that man he's growing up to be a young man. And if you don't learn right now, guess what? Them police gonna teach you another way. And so I'd rather give you the tough love now and you not have to bump your head or get bumped upside the head by the police than to lie to you and play the violin for you. Woo, woo, woo. Zip up your bootstraps, tie them up, lace them up, get yourself some help, some therapy, whatever you need to do, and get yourself together. Because I am so tired of people crippling them. Oh, they parents wasn't in their life. It's a lot of people that didn't have their parents in their life. They don't act like this. They
Amen.
don't do the stuff that they do. No, I'm not giving him no crutch because there's people that have to do it and they have to struggle to do it. They have to knock people. Well, they don't have to, but this is what they feel like. They have to knock people upside the head to make it from day to day. You had the money, you had the advances, you had all this. You're not telling me somebody in your life didn't say, hey, you going down the wrong path. Miss me with that. No, I'm not giving him no passes.
He don't get no passes from, in my opinion.
And
Period.
me too.
And from Sebastian. G Mom 4, he calling for attention any way he can get it. In my opinion, the people are here for what you got to say. Period. Point blank. E E E. Tell us about your boy T.I. and your girl Tiny down there in the
Oh,
Atlanta streets.
Not my boy, and I've met him before, but I do want to go backwards. Because somebody said Candy Riley was raised by Mama Joyce. Well, there's a difference. Riley's father was absentee, and Candy was a single working mom trying to do it on her own. They had to pay off Mama Joyce's credit card bills because she had credit cards in her name and what have you. It's a difference. It's a difference.
You better clear it up, E.
Yes, Clipper and Tamika were married. Okay, but let's start from the front. This boy just outed Clifford and Tamika for fraud. They packaged that reality show. They sold us a fake storyline and deceived the public. It was a marketing scheme, and I want my watch hours back. Amazon, I want my time back. Now, Mama Diane raised that boy the best she could, while Clifford and Tamika only saw that child on the weekends. And it was only because they were putting him to work. That's what Felicia said, and I was going down that same logical thinking. They used him and exploited him for money and called it love. Can you just imagine being treated this way and then your parents saying, okay, I love you, and then send you back off to your grandmother's house? That is crazy. Clifford mentioned once, if all my other kids are doing good, but you only hear about one. It's not because I didn't raise him the best I could. Lies. Clifford and Tamika, oh God, this makes me angry. They only had that boy 30% of the time, if that. How can you raise those kids while you're off in California and Las Vegas and you got 16-year-olds in the trunk and back seat, allegedly? These people who are so distorted, they don't even realize that they left the party 30 minutes ago. That's how high they are, allegedly. High as a goddamn kite. Put the ecstasy pills down and stop trying to be the next Martin Luther Hotel Omar X. That's what you do. Clifford and Tamika were out here smashing. Who are these people? Bernie, Black China. I even saw a video of Clifford backstage at some rap concert slapping the girl from Greenleaf on the booty. Just like Drake, Clifford and Tamika ain't had no time for their kids, but they got time for everything else. They're deadbeats. They show up to the high school graduation. We saw that earlier this year after that Waffle House incident. You could show up to the graduation as if it's a job well done, but I bet you didn't show up for no PTA meetings. I bet you didn't chaperone no field trips. Don't show up at the finish line when you missed all the hurdles and potholes that I fell in and scraped my knee on to get here. Positively pathetic is what those two are. You can take, the half daughter to get her hymen checked, but you can't see your kids Monday through Friday and only at the weekends if the TV cameras are here. Get the hell out of here.
Not hymen.
Now, this is my last thing. Everything going wrong, because I do have to have a heart. Everything going wrong for this young man, I feel like there are only two reasons why someone would behave in a way that King does with all the access and resources that he has. There's someone who has not been taught better, or someone who does not know how to behave better, or there could be a mental complex going on. I refuse to believe that there's anything mental going on, but it could be, because as Allison so gracefully taught us, mental illness has no look. But what I will say, his behavior is a direct reflection of the failures of his father. Period. The grandmother cannot raise him to be a man. She can raise him to have the qualities she would like to see in a man, but ultimately, boys need a male role model, someone they can look up to, someone they can imitate, someone they can believe in. Sons need male training and discipline from a man. And it's not like Clifford wasn't there to raise him because he wasn't around, or he was locked up, or someone took his life. Clifford wasn't there for his son because he prioritized Hollywood and the trinkets of hood life success over the development of his seeds that he planted with these 3 different women. And it's not like he just dropped the ball with this son. He dropped the ball with all of his sons. Okay, the Messiah and Damani, they don't fool with him either. They both distance themselves from Clifford and Tamika professionally. And if your parents are, hood royalty, then why wouldn't you? Especially both of them are artists. Messiah is an artist. Damani is an artist. What child of an artist right now? When we see Brandy's daughter, she's always talking about how much she loves her mom and how much her mom has taught her. I never hear those kids talk about how much they learned from Clifford and Tamika. So to hell with them, disrespectfully.
Well, E has spoken. Wow. I can't say that I disagree with you or anything that you said. Bianca Edwards, hey honey bun. Bianca says every young person that's out of line isn't lacking attention or love. Some are truly terrible. Not saying he is, but he's grown. He knows right from wrong. Well, Denzel. Hold on 1 second. I agree with E. They used him. T.I. doesn't give me vibes that he's supporting any of his more vocal kids financially. Well, they do say once you start out here running your mouth and disobeying my rules, we got to cut you off. So maybe his ticket is on the way to be chopped up. And then G Mom 4 says some of them learn what not to be. Well, Denzel, your thoughts and opinions on T.I. and Tiny. And then let's also not forget, y'all, this hot chip situation. You playing with the homeless people, you're going to give them $50, you give them 20. You're like, where's your moral standards? What are we going? But Denzel.
Yeah, I'm here. Um, I don't agree what he did. Especially when he was trying to, when he was giving that homeless man that hot chip. That was messed up. So I'm not giving King a pass because he was wrong. But I will say this though, a lot of reality TV that we watching, a lot of it is fake. A lot of it is fake. Now they do show some real moments, but most of it is fake. And so for Ti and Tiny to show that King was living with them or when they was doing the show, but in reality he was really living with his grandmother. That's messed up because like why are you lying to the people? And what else are they lying up? What else on their show did they lie about?
Mm.
If they gonna lie about that, if they gonna lie about their son staying with them, but King was living with their his grandmother. What else have they been lying about? And yet if he can't do it on his own, he's old enough, but maybe his grandma can help him, take him to a therapist, and I don't know, and get him some help. But he needs to get some help. He needs some therapy, and he need to get his life together before it's too late. Because because Ti he want to give everybody else advice. Well, he needs to take his own advice. He needs to take his own advice and start giving everybody else's advice because he's not doing anything, and they really need to raise their other children right before it happens to their other children, because this is crazy because they spoiled their children, and that's not going to help. If you spoil your children and you're not raising them correctly, that's what else can you do? That's not good. It's nothing wrong giving your kids nice things, but if you just giving them nice things and not raising them, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that's it, and that's all, Roy.
Thank you so much, Denzel. Unfortunately, Denzel, I think it's a little too late for the other children. Everybody else is much older. The only youngest child that they have left is Eris, and we see
Okay.
her out here. She just
They
singing,
putting her ass to work too.
singing any
Yeah.
old kind of thing, doing any old kind of thing. In my opinion, there are just certain things, well, let me just say it, certain songs that I feel like children shouldn't be exposed to.
I
And
agree.
some of the things that I see her on the gram singing, I just be like, not appropriate for children, in my opinion. But
How old is she, Roy again?
she is Eris was born in 2016. So we in 2023. She's
So she's
7.
the same age as my baby. She's 6.
Six,
But she's
six.
7.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
say one more thing, Roy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, how old is she again? You just said it. How old?
So 7. They said she's 7 years old on here. 7 years
Oh,
old.
okay. Okay. See, it's the parents. It's the parents. They not raising their children right. They spoiling their children, and they not raising them right. They need to start having kids because they don't know how to raise children correctly. That's it, Roy.
Thank you so much, Denzel. Yeah, T.I. and Tiny, y'all got y'all. This last baby, this is the baby for y'all to do it for. Like, look at all the other children and see what you did wrong, and get it right with this one. At least try. But Larger Cars, what's going on, girl? Welcome to the bill. And what are your thoughts and opinions on T.I., Tiny, and King Harris?
Well, Royer, thanks for having me. You know, Sebastian was like, go support. He's over there live. I was like, oh, let me come through. So I decided to, and then I saw what y'all was talking about. And King, you know, I don't appreciate him doing the hot chip thing. I don't appreciate him arguing with older people about stuff. He's super disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to know the why of why he in particular ended up at his grandmother's. That's where I am, because like I grew up, I have my mom and my dad, and my grandma worked just as hard as my mom and dad. But for some reason, my parents had me over in my grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? So I still don't know why to this day. I just know that the dynamics sometimes are such that parents feel the need to put the children other places for whatever reason. Like I was completely safe. I was loved. I was cherished. I was adored. I have my own room in my own house and everything. But my parents' schedule was such that they were like, okay, if you're at your grandma's house, she's getting you dinner, you're going to sleep, you're waking up, you're getting to school. You know what I mean? So like she became my guardian, even though my parents saw me every day. It was so bizarre. Like, I mean, maybe I should ask them about it. But so that part, I'm not trying to really judge them on him being there as a detriment. I would like to know the why. I mean, they have like 11 kids, right? So was it just him, or was it him and a sibling? And then if it was just him and his grandma, you're getting spoiled by grandma. And then every time your parents see you, they spoil you because they haven't seen you because you don't live with them. And you just have this sense of entitlement. Plus you're young and you think stuff is funny that's not funny to other people. Did you notice that? How young people think stuff is funny? And you look at them and you're like, look, that's not funny. You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
Especially in today's society, especially when you go around these, like at school, when you go into the schools, you have kids, girl. So I know you be going up to the school and you see how they just be off the chain.
They're crazy. It's crazy these days. I'm like, really? That was a prank? You know what I mean? Like, that's called danger. Anyway, not that they're in danger in this situation, but I would really love to know the why. Now, T.I. and so T.I.'s real name is Clifford?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Clifford.
So Clifford and Tiny, you know, they started young too. So they're younger parents. Is King one of the older ones? So he would have seen and heard and been around for a lot more than the other ones.
So he's the last of the three. He's the third of the last two.
Okay, so like he's kind of in the middle. You know how middle kids are. You know how middle kids are, you guys. They need the attention. They do anything for attention. They're just like, see me, hear me, feel me. I don't care if it's good or bad attention. I need your attention. Like that's middle kids. You know what I mean? But plus in this dynamic where you're the middle kid and you got sent away, so now you need to be screaming to be seen even more. I'm not really trying to excuse it, but I am, in as much as he's young, his parents were young, their choices of how they're raising their children. I mean, they are providing super duper well for Black kids. Look, not all the Black kids get this many options as things to do, y'all. So I think that's incredible. However, like they are missing a balance, it feels, right? Like, so maybe if there was some type of, you know, handoff with all of this excess where, okay, we have all this excess, but don't show your ass in the streets. You know what I mean? We have all this excess, but when you're out of my house and you're representing us, I need you to not embarrass old people and disrespect old people. You know what I'm saying? So, and even remember Clifford's response when he did get into it with that older guy. Clifford was totally like, yeah, my son is right. You know what I mean? And I can understand doing that maybe on Front Street for Front's benefit. Hopefully, but it hasn't been demonstrated.
Mm.
Hopefully, he would have behind the scenes been like, look, boy, don't have me freaking taken up for this BS. That was BS. I only had your back because we were out there. But look, don't you ever do that again. Right. You know what I mean? Like if there was some of that in the back, got him up in a corner and did the good old fashioned 1-2 parenting on him.
Parenting.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You know, something like that. But it's not really demonstrated is what I'm saying. So, but just like hoping they're doing good. I don't think he likes his new teeth either.
Can I say something?
Yeah, hold on one second, E. Flip Virgo, what's going on? He says he's just another rich brat picking on the homeless for amusement. And that's how it came off. That is exactly how it came off. I remember when that video came out and the people had a problem with it. I was one of the people that have a problem with it. You know, it's bad enough that our people are out here having to be homeless in allegedly one of the richest countries in the world, but we'll leave that alone. E, what did you have to say, hon?
Well, I want to go back to Clifford, and I want to talk about, yes, they were young parents, because I'm connecting with Curves, but Clifford was 23, and who was that? Tamika, she was 28. Now, this was her second child, because remember, those 3 oldest ones, they had different mamas. So they was off living with their mamas. This Clifford Jr. is the first child between Tamika and Clifford Sr. And so remember, Clifford was in jail. He was on Crime Stoppers because remember, he got caught with all those guns. So he missed the first couple of years, or the first year at least. And then here come Major bouncing around. But again, I think he's crying out for help, similar to what I was connecting with Curves saying. But I don't want to give these young parents too much, because 28 years old, Tiny knew better.
Well, period.
28 is cousins with 30. Come on now.
I want to say it's BRN Libra C. Sometimes we are our parents' child, but our grandmother's baby. And that's facts. That is facts. Well, y'all, we're gonna again, we're gonna pray for T.I. and Tiny. We're going to put King on the prayer list specifically because he needs some guidance. He needs some help. And something's got to break, okay? Something has to break. Y'all, make sure you go and subscribe to those channels who are here. We have Larger Curves who is here. Make sure you go over to her channel and subscribe. And My Opinion is here. Make sure you go subscribe to her channel. And then the Juice Radio and Talk Show, she has a channel as well. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to her channel as well. So thank y'all for coming through. I truly appreciate y'all's love and support. Thank you so much, Juice. Listen, I decided to put it up in 2 buns today. I was like, let me try something different, so I appreciate it.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. You know, I'm all about the support over here. Alrighty, y'all. Well, let's get into this last story. Now, this story, it's a lot going on here. A lot. But we're going to get into it, okay? So let's go. So Kevin Gates spits in a pregnant woman's mouth at his show. Here's Kevin Gates. He's a rapper, okay? I'm debating on whether or not I should play this video because it's a lot. So I'm not going to play this video. Check out my last Steal video that I did. You will be able to see the video. I opened up the video with the video, so you can go watch that, but I'm not going to play it tonight. So Kevin Gates once again shocked people with his suggestive on-stage antics by spitting into a woman's mouth at a recent show. Over the weekend, footage from Kevin Gates' concert surfaced online, showing the rapper inviting a fan on stage to participate in the sensual act. In the video, Gates grabbed the woman's hand and walked her to the chair in the middle of the stage. The woman sat down and the 37-year-old stood behind her as she moved her head back. Gates grabbed her chin and told her to open her mouth as he released a spitball from his grill. The loogie landed in her mouth, and she appeared to enjoy it as Gates wiped off any remaining saliva that didn't reach her mouth. So there's the video. You can go check that out, like I said, from my video from yesterday. The audience wasted no time showing how disgusted they were, as several groans and eels were heard in the background of the video. Despite the high level of freak that Gates showed on the stage that night, it wasn't the first time he displayed that side of himself. Earlier this year, doing an interview with the Fancy Talk Show podcast, Gates opened up about his love for women urinating in his mouth while having sex. I love for women to piss in my mouth. That's beautiful, he said. I had a woman pee in a cup while we were driving, and I drank it because it was nothing. I was so infatuated with this woman to where she was just, to where there was nothing about her that was nasty. And then she's super clean. She like me. She drinks nothing but water all day. So her piss ain't got no taste. What is our world coming to? Thank you, Yup, Juice Radio. Yes, that's what I said. I cringed when I watched the video, y'all. I literally cringed. Flip Virgo, why would she have her mouth open to catch a spit? She was here for that kind of stuff. Yeah, yep. Yes, people. This that was disgusting. Listen, and I don't kink shame. Some people are into this kind of stuff. These are kinks, apparently, from what I've done my research. And there are people who are into this kind of stuff, and I don't have no judgment. I just personally feel, as I shared in my video yesterday, some things are not for public consumption. What you do in your bedroom and behind closed doors needs to stay in that place. This was not an open free for all for you to come and do whatever you wanted to do on stage. The fans were uncomfortable with it. I didn't like it. It didn't need to be done. It needs to be cut out the show. Sebastian, what are your thoughts and opinions?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is very disgusting, but I'm going to say this. It doesn't shock me or anything. It hasn't shocked me. I've seen in our society today, disgust is becoming the new trend. Public disgust, public nastiness is becoming the new trend of our society. I don't agree with it, but this behavior doesn't shock me that he did something like this in public. It's gross. The woman, she kind of has issues too, because I don't know why your mouth was open for him to let him spit in you too. That was another problem. Second, you shouldn't be. She was pregnant and everything, so I'm guessing she was in a relationship with someone. You shouldn't have been up on that stage in the first place too. This was gross. He doesn't value himself. He didn't value the woman, and the woman didn't even value herself either. Both of these people are just gross people. This is. I'm disgusted.
Thank you, Sebastian. I was disgusted as well. I was just like, wow, can't believe this. The Juice Radio and Talk Show. Now, if she tests positive for something, she's coming straight to him, hopefully with her lawyer.
And the worst occurs right on.
But I don't know how far this will get, because she, there was in the video, you see that, he asked her, did you want to do this? She gave consent for him to do this. So I don't know how much of a love there can really be with you giving consent to allow somebody to do this. But Miss Felicia, your thoughts and opinions?
Well, probably in about 2 years, we're going to see some kind of documentary surviving Kevin Gates. I remember when R. Kelly started to perform in this industry, his concerts were all for the streets. It was all guttural. It was all disgusting. And there was never, ever not a line of women lining up to volunteer, to be debased, to be disrespected, to be dehumanized. So I did watch that video you posted with this woman. And I thought initially she was part of the show because I thought her outfit was a little off. So I didn't know what it was. I don't know if this is pre-planned marketing. I don't know if this is how I'm going to get ticket sales, but whatever it is, it's of a negative nature. It is nothing positive here. And so I'm confident, like, in a year or so, we're going to hear about lawsuits and I didn't know this and I didn't know that. And I think technically people want to be ignorant about the transmission of infections and bacteria through all kinds of activities so that they can then go public and have a story and get a couple of dollars. Mm-hmm. And I don't think she's going to get more than the $2 that she's worth.
Come on, $2.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, Flip Virgo says she didn't value herself or the human in her gut. She's trash. Felicia, that was a good one. You took me out with that one. Okay, Julius, I believe you're up next.
Some kinks are meant behind closed doors. Closed doors. Like, listen, I'm kinky, but dang, that's between me and my future person, whoever he is. Mm-hmm. No business for the public. Like, come on. It's okay to be sexually positive, but dang, do it tastefully, please. Shoo.
Thank you so much. My grandmother used to tell me in the old saints, look, if you're from the old church, the old saints used to say, leave something to the imagination. Leave something to the mystery.
Come on.
Y'all just put it all out here for everybody to see. Then ain't no mystery or no nothing to it. It's just boom.
She is.
Child. In my opinion, honey, the people going on stage.
Oh, you already know I had opinions. That's the story I've been waiting on. Okay. So for everybody that don't know, let me inform you. He's not done this once. He's done this 6 times. I saw all 6 videos and I thought all 6 of them was disgusting. First of all,
and they were all 6 different people. Let that be known.
All 6 different people. And let me tell you something. The audacity. He asked these women, can I spit in your mouth? And they say, yeah. And they all giggly and all that. And then he walk them to the chair. And I'll be like, I know good and goddamn well he ain't finna do it. And then he did it. And the first time I almost throwed up my dang self. Okay. First of all, you deserve whatever virus, whatever disease come into your forte. Okay. We all learned that the best way to catch HIV is through saliva. So you gonna sit here and let him throw a nugget in your mouth of his saliva? You don't know what he been doing, who he been doing it to. And trust me, if he's spitting in your mouth, baby, he's done a lot worse to other people. Okay? And then he telling y'all he drank pee. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of. Your urine is almost like acid or something. Who the heck? I don't care how clean somebody is. Let me tell you something. It's not supposed to go in your mouth, okay? That is the disgustingest thing I've ever heard of. This man is trash. These women are trash. And then after that, he serenaded them to Me Too. I said, oh, heck. Like, miss me with this, okay? I knew he was trash when he first came out, but this further lets me know this is a trash bucket gremlin that came out of the dumpster, okay? And we need to throw his ass right back up in there. Okay, I don't have
R.
no.
Kelly 2.0. I said what?
No, he worse than R. Kelly. At least R. Kelly, he left some to the imagination. He wrote it in his songs and stuff. You didn't actually see him do his stuff out. But this, ooh.
No. In my opinion, Mr. Kelly would be very public.
Yeah, that's the reason why they couldn't charge him. They didn't know he was doing all this until they actually got the people, the women to start speaking up. But Miss Felicia, Kevin out here doing it at concerts and stuff, so everybody can see. Like, I just can't, for the life of me, I really can't understand how y'all champion these people. Like, I don't know what this world is coming to, but when we was raised up, this one what we had to see. And I don't want to see it now, okay? I know I'm getting old because, my mom used to tell me all the time when I was young, she was like, "Ooh, can you turn that jump down?" I was like, "No, this real music." Okay? I'm telling these people, y'all need to turn this junk down. Quit championing these people. They don't mean y'all no good. They ain't teaching y'all nothing. Okay. Ooh, this is good as snake loaf.
Mm. Thank you, in my opinion, honey. And you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Not about this. Some folks allow celebrities to get away with way too much crap at their own expense. No self-esteem. No self-esteem. Yes, Bianca, 6 times. 6 times. Y'all know he says he's not human, that he charged car batteries with his hand. So maybe he's doing something deeper that we understand, that we don't
Oh, so
understand.
he's slow too. Okay. And delusional. Okay.
Water sports is a real thing. Yes, it is. Yeah, and that's what I said. People be into some, into their stuff, and I just really think behind closed doors is where that needs to stay. We don't need to be privy to everything that you do. We just don't. We do not. But E, you gonna let a man drink your pee?
If he ain't my man, I'd be back on him. I mean, but what I will say is I have a few issues, but before we get too far off, um, because I saw something in the chat, and Royer, I believe you spoke to it, and I believe they missed it. You uh, HIV cannot be transmitted through saliva. It has to be I don't know how to fluids, another type of fluid other than that, or something to do with the bloodstream, but not just saliva, but the other STDs are definitely transmittable through saliva. So it's still dangerous. And she doesn't know this person. She hasn't seen his my chart. She don't know what's going on with him. So just because it's not HIV, she can still get herpes, she can still get gonorrhea, and you name it. But the other problem I had with that was when he mentioned something about the drinking of the urine and stated she had been drinking water all day and it was clear, so he knew that it was good. I don't care what color it is. Drinking any type of urine can cause serious health problems unless it has been sterilized, quote unquote, properly or separately. Urine, I don't care if it is clear, it's supposed to be clear, but it still has the toxins in it from your body. So to even think that just because it's clear she's been drinking water that it's safe to drink, he's a damn fool. And I feel sorry for his children because how embarrassing is that? And for the woman who I thought he was getting back with his baby mama, I could be mistaken on that for my coattail. But the next woman that gets with him, I feel sorry for you because that is completely disgusting. This man is a cesspool of germs and diseases. Ladies, protect yourself. Not even 2 condoms would be worth it. This is a mess.
A hot mess. A hot mess. And this is what the generation behind me is looking forward to. This is what they're into. And the girl who was up there, she looked to be in her maybe late 20s, 30s, maybe. So even your generation, this is what y'all into, boo. This what y'all taught us.
Excuse me, I'm in the same generation as you. Don't do it, Royer.
Oh, larger curves, honey. What do you think about the people drinking pee and spitting in the mouths and having sex on stage, honey? What's going on?
It's all what you can cover in fines. I mean, if you can cover the fine and the court costs for doing those things in public, then go ahead. As far as people having their kinks, like the thought of having to see that video, I didn't see it, thank God, kind of makes me want to throw up in my mouth. But as far as what people are into, it is a BDSM practice and
Thank
it's
you.
a
That's what
sign
it is.
of
Yeah.
authority. And also, it can be a sign of intense connection. And it can also be used to humiliate. You know, it used to be used in some cultures to heal, and it used to be a blessing. You know what I mean? So, but he meant, it feels like he meant it as, oh, come on, girl, it's nasty. But also, what makes me think it's more BDSM is that he had to get consent, because that is part of the BDSM thing, where if you are going to do that, then you have to have consent. So I don't think he would have just done it if she didn't say yes. You know what I mean?
What real quick, what's the BD? It's
Bondage, domination, something, and SM. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but thank you for saying that, because I knew it was something. It was a specific term that it fell under. But yes, thank you. You can go ahead though. I'm sorry.
No worries. So it says bondage, discipline, submission, and sadomasochism.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's anything that's not vanilla sex. So anything that's just outside of missionary, doggy style, woohoo, you know what I mean? Like that can be into the BDSM world, but consent is huge. So, but it's disgusting. And from what I read, the STIs that can be passed on through spit are not a lot. It's viruses and colds that you have to look out for more from spittle. Skin to skin contact, cuts, abrasions in your mouth, on your lips, and then the introduction of their bodily fluid, not just spit, would be able to, like, you know what I mean? Do your own research and stuff and always protect yourself. But that was just like, you know, to let you know, like, because you're not going to get, like, let's say the herpes, you know, from just spit. That takes like skin too. So yeah, but it's disgusting.
Thank you
Oh
for
my
that.
God. Oh, and the word for when you want to get peed on is urophagia.
I just call it water sports. That's what they be saying on the Twitter and everywhere else. So that's what I call it. But you know, like I said, to the people who are to each his own. I have no judgment here. You know, I just think it needs to stay behind closed doors. You know, if you watch the video, you will hear that the audience was very grossed out and not pleased to see what happened. So wow. But anything else, Kurt?
No, go ahead. Go ahead. That was all.
Alrighty, thank you, honey bun. Julius, did I come to you already? Because I know you had dropped down.
Yes, I went on that whole rant.
Okay, I thought so, but I just wanted to make sure. I don't want to skip nobody. Denzel. Your boy out here peeing into drinking people's pee, spitting into people's mouth, you know, having sexual fantasizations on stage in the middle of a concert. What would you do if you were at this concert, sir?
Ooh, child. Roy, yeah. that is not my boy. I love you, Warrior, though.
You better clear the record, make the record clear, okay?
I love you, Warrior. Listen, to each his own. I'm to each his own. You know, if he likes being peed on or like drinking pee, God only knows. He might like, allegedly he might like the S word. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
Yes. Ew.
Yeah, ill. When you was telling this story, I gagged in my mouth. I was like, really? And God only knows what kind of diseases he got, allegedly. And those women, those women are fools, and they are disgusting. Why would you let somebody spit in your mouth? You know, like, why would you let somebody drink your pee? That is so disgusting. Like, if they do that behind closed doors, okay, that's their business. I get it. But to, you know, bring it out in the public and they bold and don't got no shame. It's like, okay, but we have the right to talk about it though, to give us our opinion. That is that is disgusting. They all of them that is involved, they might need to go and get all of the him with Kevin Gates and all those women he did that with. They all need to get a STD test, because that right there, that is low down disgusting. And that's it, Roya. That is it.
Everybody need to be swabbed. Blood needs to be drawn, and tests need to be shipped off. Okay.
Okay, that part.
Out of pocket, out of line. You just spit in 6 people's mouths, 6, and you drink urine.
Disgusting.
I would want, not that I would, I would want every test ran.
And Royer, you know what? His mouth might be stinking.
Because they said that he took that from his grill, like ill.
Ooh.
And I don't even know if you like. I don't even know. He doesn't seem like the person that would brush his grills. He just seemed like he would just pop them in his mouth and keep it going. Ugh.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I think. Queuing, thank you for coming in the building. What has happened in folks' lives to even think of that? Ooh, chewy child, listen. Okay. Tell it, Denzel. All righty. Say it, Denzel. The people are here for you, Denzel, and what you got to say. An STD test. Y'all. Woo! Well, this man and these 6 girls, they going on the sick and shut in list. We can't even put you on the prayer list. Prayer ain't gonna work for this. You got to go on the sick and shut in list. But people, I want to thank you all so much for joining me tonight over here in Royer's World. We have taken the plane. We took a stop in Drake, Rihanna, and Asap Rocky's town. We went on over to King and talked about T.I. and Tiny and him not living with them growing up. And lastly, we have dealt with Kevin Gates. We put in the first top 2 topics on the prayer list, and Kevin Gates, you going on the sick and shut in list. Y'all remember to hit the like button on this video. For those who watch the replay, thank you so much for coming through and supporting. I truly love and appreciate you. For those who came on the panel tonight, thank you so much. I appreciate the love and support.
For having us.
No, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We love you, Royer.
Thank you, Royer.
We love you, Royer.
Thank you. I love y'all. Please remember for the following channels that are here, In My Opinion, Larger Curves, and Juice Radio and Talk Show. Make sure you go subscribe to their channels. Follow them, hit their like buttons, and actually watch people's content, everyone. We out here doing our work, putting in our efforts to make sure you also join me tomorrow night for another round of hot topics, okay? We're doing popping topics over here. Auntie Diva is out of town, so I am stepping in just to give us some entertainment each and every night starting at 8 p.m. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Check out my videos, Warriors Corner. Check out my shorts. Also, I have been abandoning the people on my paywall. So please forgive me. I will be back giving you some real updates in reality. My surgery for reversal is coming up. So y'all keep me in your thoughts and prayers. I know that everything is going to work out and it's going to be good for me. So just be praying for me as I pray for y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, share, and I will catch y'all next time in Warrior's World. Bye, beautiful people.
Royal's World.